Ready?
Yep, what do you say? Is this,
Yep, I think we're good to go.
okay?
Let's give it we'll give it a pause, and you come in, that way it'll be easier to chop.
Okay.
Welcome to Common Sense Cafe with Jeff.
And Kevin?
All right, we're here today, and our goal is to simply discuss common sense ideas on different subject matter. We've chosen for the subject matter how to overcome adversity and obstacles to success. Now, two things that we're going to point out in the opening. Number one, we are not self-help gurus, right? That's not the purpose of our deal.
Yeah, but our common sense level is pretty high.
Yeah, I agree.
or either most of the people we hang around are pretty low.
So our common sense is very uncommon.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that's the number one thing. Number two is, why are we doing this? We have these conversations with one another, and they've helped us. We've helped each other in being sounding boards and what have you. We've brought up ideas within our own relationship that have spawned us and spurred us to think about deeper things and to and kind of to motivate us to move on those things. So if it's helped us,
Right. Sometimes you just go through life and you're experiencing things that can help you even later, but you don't take time to note it, make a mental note of it, so that you learn from it.
Right.
You're just going through life.
you're exactly right. And one of the goals as a father, I know, one of the things that I always hoped for was that my experiences, whether good or bad, I'd always hoped that my children would somehow learn from my experience and avoid the bad and cling to the good. So beyond my own personal family, now I feel like that maybe I'm at a point in my life to where some of what I've been through, some of the things that I've accomplished, some of the things I've failed at, those experiences can help somebody else.
Right. And we may be a little late to help ourselves.
Yeah, in some areas it's just...
I thought about one of the names for this series I thought about was Before I Forget. So, maybe this will help us before we get too much older. We learn a bit from this too.
And we've collaborated on a couple of other things. We wrote a book about our childhood together.
Right.
That was fun and engaging and comical but
Like
really
the best time
reflective.
of our life.
Absolutely, reflecting back on that best time.
Mm-hmm.
We've also spent time collaborating a little bit on the subject matter of things my dad never taught me, being not having our own father. So because of those things being in our life and because of the conversations we've had, we felt like that this is a good time for us to maybe pass some of that on to some other people who may be interested or may not.
We'll
see. Yeah, we'll see.
One thing about posting things like this on a blog on Facebook is there's a little number down there.
That's
If you
right.
like it or not.
That's right. So please like it. Push like. So another thing that has kind of motivated us to do this is we recently done an interview process in a church setting that received really good response. People really responded well to the information and the format.
Right. I actually had some feedback that it actually affected people's lives. They didn't just like it.
Right.
It affected their life. So.
Even in particular, a very specific subject or a very specific individual, a young person, a teenager who took time to seek out somebody to go and talk to them about the subject matter that we covered during that.
That's right.
So it was good. So
that's, can't ask for, it's one thing for people to like it, but when you see people inquisitive about it,
and then to act on it, then to
act on it,
that's
really.
So we thought we would start with a series on the subject matter of overcoming adversity and obstacles to success. And remember, this is common sense ideas, common sense things that we, prior to education, prior to reading as much as we have, because we're both avid readers, prior to all of that, these are some of the things that we implemented in our life, to some degree by trial and error, that became common sense ideas that we've kind of clung to.
Right, yeah. So,
Well,
that's
let's.
good. Sounds like our table has a little squeak into it. And I also noticed, I got a little hearts on my cup.
Yeah, I did.
You got Lenore, North Carolina.
Yeah, mine has a shield and a police, Lenore Police Department. Well,
And you really want to chose the cup.
I did. I thought that would fit
Maybe
your
I'm the
personality.
king of hearts.
I thought it would fit your personality.
Ladies, well, anyway, and
So, subject matter. We chose overcoming adversity. So, you had this this idea. We were talking about it some the other night about where we were at a specific point in our life, 1982,
yeah.
and the conditions we were in, and that's kind of our jumping off point.
I'm not sure. I bet there's a lot of family members don't even know the situation we were in at that time.
I bet you're right. Yeah, I bet you're right.
So,
We'll describe it.
well, best that I can remember, we were living in Covington, Louisiana. You and Kim,
Mhm.
was Justin born then?
No,
No, just
she was pregnant.
you and Kim were married, and it was you and Kim, Mama, Debbie, Les, and me, all living in a one-bedroom. Really, you couldn't call it a bedroom. There's
No.
just a partition between the living room and bedroom, so it's more of an
Efficiency apartment.
So,
Yeah.
we were all living in that one apartment in Covington, Louisiana, and at the time that I remember most, we didn't have any electricity. Power was out. You know, here we were sleeping with it was I guess spring or early summer, because
Yeah.
we were sleeping with the door open and trying to keep it a little bit cool in there. But you and Kim had the bed. The one bed.
Right, the one bed.
I guess Mom and Debbie slept in the living on
One
the couch.
slept on a couch and one slept in a recliner.
I slept on an army cot in the kitchen, and Les slept beside me on a makeshift cabinet.
Yeah.
How old was he at that time?
Let's see, in 1982, and he was born in 77, so he was about 5 or 6 years old.
And I guess I was 20 at the time then.
See,
82.
82, you'd have been 20, I'd have been
20.
19.
Yeah. So early time in our adulthood, I
Yeah.
guess. So.
Yeah. Unemployed at the moment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Employed by all of us.
All of it. Right, it's significant.
Oh,
Everybody in the house is unemployed.
no money.
And the 5-year-old looked like the most employable person in the group.
Probably so.
But you're right, so we're all unemployed.
We should have just got him a lawnmower.
That's right. Would have found that. And then no lights, no job, no future.
No future, no money, no government support.
That's right, no government support. So it was just us, and
No education.
right, both of us had dropped out of school,
Yeah.
and so while we're talking about that, just for a moment, that there are adversities in life that are external. And then there are adversities that are internal, meaning some are decisions I didn't make, but other people have made and it affected me. But then there are decisions I made that affected me, which would be my internal, and the others being external. So these things were in our life, and one of them was neither one completing school.
Right.
So that was
Bad choices on our
Right.
part.
Yeah. And so we find ourselves then in this situation, Covington, Louisiana, no family around, family's 4, 5, 6 hours away, talking about extended family, no government support, no job, no lights, no money, and here we are,
Yeah.
not 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
So, where does life
Well,
go?
That's right. You know, what do you hope for? What do you wish for? At that point in your life, how do you even dream?
Right.
But for somehow, we were more or less positive.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a innocence or naivety that we were naive or
Right.
what. You know, I don't know. But we weren't just down in the dumps. You know, as far as our emotions.
That's right. We never felt like, I don't know that we ever felt like life would never be better than this. I think we always felt like we're moving forward. we couldn't see it, but I think we had that feeling.
I think so too. We didn't know what we were going to do, but we knew somehow. And you know, I think it has to go back to our strong Christian faith. Not to make this all about our spiritual walk, because there's some things outside your spiritual walk that affect you, and those are the things we're talking about, decisions making. But it had been our faith that just kept us that somehow, somewhere in the future, God was going to